right about that time, people.
Hello, my nature. Hello, love. Hello, Jules O'Mora, love. Welcome to the show. How was everybody on a Saturday? Did anybody have trouble coming here? Did you have trouble coming here? Hi. All right. Well, lovely. What are we doing? Good. Well, glad you're feeling better. Were you sick? I'm all right. I'm all right. No, good, you're feeling better. Were you sick? You must have been sick. Must have been sick. Oh, there's the other four over there. See, other four. Oh. Well, good, you're feeling better, love. Slow. Good, you're feeling better. Gee, well, what should we talk about? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? It's a wretched case. Yeah. Or maybe the link is not working. Is the link not working? I don't know. I don't know. They must be vacationing somewhere in the Swiss Alps. But I don't give any notice, so that's my problem. All right, where to start with this thing? God. Real quick, this is for the this is for all the Gunclaves fans out there. A few things I want to read. This is Cy Ray's what he was going to testify to at trial. So let me read this to you, so people in denial will get it through their thick brain. In my analysis of Mr. Kohlberger's phone records, to include my review of Special Agent Nick Balance's report, I can find no evidence of stalking behavior or surveillance at the King Road murder house. Also of significance is the finding Mr. Kohlberger's trips to Moscow had decreased by November 2022 when compared to activities seen in July and August. It would be reasonable to assume if stalking behavior or surveillance was occurring, it would increase prior to the murders, not decrease. So that's one. Okay. 23 separate occasions, right, guys? 23. Which is funny, because there is no evidence. Let me repeat that. There is no evidence that Mr. Kohlberger was A, stalking any of them, B, surveilling the house, C, okay, was just parked outside the residence. Shall I go on? So anytime you hear this 23 times in Moscow prior to the murders, So fucking what? Hey, guess who else was in the general vicinity of Moscow, Idaho? 500,000 times. Well, Dylan Mortensen, Jack DeCore, frats, sorority girls. So I don't want to hear anything else about this. Christy and Steve, you can shut up about it. All right? 23 times. Oh my God. No. He also goes on to say in his report that Special Agent Balance had other mechanisms that he could use to cross-reference his work, but he chose not to do so, and he didn't put it in his report. Stuff like that. Oh, yeah. In the event Special Agent Balance believed that Mr. Koberger's device, the 858 fucking phone, whatever, was at or near the crime scene at any one of his 23 time periods listed in his report, he has the ability to corroborate that baseless theory with other geolocation data through Google, Fog/Reveal mobile advertiser databases. But he didn't do that. In working for, now let me continue, people in denial, because I know you can't fucking read, people on the other side of the wall. In working for and with law enforcement for nearly 30 years, I am well aware the investigative methodologies discussed here are not new and nor are they novel. Not new or novel. Any competent investigator, those two words don't go with that. This word doesn't go with Idaho. Okay. Anyway, any competent investigator tasked with an investigation of this magnitude would be expected to recognize these methodologies and use them to the best of their ability in the course of their investigation. Special Agent Nick Balance is an investigator who is well versed in these methodologies and does have the ability to acquire such data. He's an FBI agent, sure, and lots of other things, I'm sure. As such, it must be assumed this agent did further his investigation in using these methodologies. Maybe, all right. In the event they corroborated any of his claims in his final report, it is fair to assume he would have presented such findings. Given no findings are presented in his report to corroborate his theory, it must be assumed his efforts did not produce any evidence of Mr. Koberger's device being at or near the crime scene. Do I have to repeat that again, people in denial? This is what he was going to testify to. Oh, 23 times. 23 times. But no. Let me read this again. Given no findings are presented in his report, it must be assumed his efforts did not produce any evidence of Koberger's phone being at or near the crime scene. Given the amount of known exculpatory evidence that was intentionally omitted from Special Agent Nick Balance's report, it is my opinion that these exculpatory findings would also be omitted. There you go. I love you, people in denial. That doesn't sound like Mr. Koberger was at the house 23 times stalking people, does it? No. So, fuck off, people in denial. That's why you're against the wall. Let me into the garden. Let me into the garden. Welcome, Satire. Did you cut your hand? Mrs. John. Why, Mrs. John? Why, Mrs. John? Why do you torment me, Mrs. John? Why? I'm just a little boy, Mrs. John. I'm just a little boy. Made out of wood and plastic and glue. Why do you torment me so much? Why? Welcome, Dame Sophia, Queen of Wisdom. And, and Dame John, Mrs. John Knapp. But she still torments me. Anyway, I'm just a little boy. Remember my dad, you know what he did, you remember? Have some pity on me. All right, thank you. Thank you. Why don't you pity the little boy? This is Nancy Guthrie reporting live from the garden. Why don't you pity the little boy? My goddamn daughters wouldn't. All right. Thank you, Nancy. Oh, dear. Anyway, now I can't remember if we did this one or not, but I think we did, but I can't remember. So yes, this is, comes from Christie's Chaos. I don't know if we did, I cut my hand on a chicken, but we're going to do it anyway. If we did it anyway, it don't matter. Now look. When this guy first comes in and sits down, what you're going to notice, he has, of course, he has a fucking, what looks almost like a cast on his hand. It looks like he has a fucking cast on his hand. This is the bandaging that he got, and in most stitches, I'm presuming, I think, at the when he went to the emergency room, right? Oh, yes. Thank you, Satire. Thank you for reminding me about that. We're going to take a quick break, and, we'll look at that. We'll look at that section. Right, thank you. I already have it pulled up. Thank you. So this is, Scope of Law, Offenders Subject to Sample Collection, Early Collection of Samples, Restitution. This is the code. This is the scope of the code. Offenders subject to sample collection. Early collection of samples. Restitution. Number 1, and then we'll take a break. Any person, including any juvenile, tried as an adult, who is convicted of or pleads guilty to any felony crime, the attempt to commit any felony crime, or any crime that requires S offender registration pursuant to sections that and that of the Idaho Code, regardless of the form of judgment or withheld judgment, and regardless of the sentence imposed or disposition rendered, shall be required to provide the Idaho State Police a DNA sample and a right thumbprint impression. Okay? Got it? But that's number 1. But we're looking at number 7. Number 7 is what they cite. So we're going to skip down to number 7. And this is what we get to. The court may order such person to pay restitution for DNA analysis in an amount not to exceed $500 per DNA sample analysis, or in the aggregate, right, not more than 2 grand, regardless of whether, now this is important, A, the source of the sample is the person, the victim, or other persons of interest in the case. The results of the analysis are entered into evidence in the person's criminal case. The DNA sample was previously analyzed for another criminal case. Or restitution for that DNA sample analysis was ordered in any other criminal case. And that is what that is. So, the court may order such person, right? Regardless of the outcome of the analysis. Right? Such person. And such person that we're talking about, I presume, is this. Any person, including any juvenile tried as an adult, who was convicted of, pleads guilty to, any felony crime, the attempt to commit any felony crime, or any crime that requires S-offender registration pursuant to sections of the Idaho Code, regardless of the judgment, withheld judgment, disposition rendered, sentence imposed, they must be required to give a DNA sample to the Idaho State Police and a right thumbprint impression. See? It's interesting. Now, hey, it's interesting, as I will look at this again with you, that this particular invoice goes to Jack DeCour in the amount of $2,000. I find that interesting. It goes to Mr. DeCour. Why? I don't know. Here's, again, and why is this odd to me? Well, here's why. Because look at all the people that we're testing against. Ethan, his family can pay. DeCour, Showalter, Cole Barenberg. Remember Cole? Right? Ethan, Xana, Jack, Bethany the Hobbit, R. Prime, Showalter, and Cole Barenberg. Yeah. So, anyway, the bill goes to Jack DeCour. For some reason. Hey, why doesn't a bill go to fucking Bethany Funk? I'm just wondering. Why don't we make the Prime pay restitution for $2,000? I don't know, guys. I don't know. But we did 4 separate tests. Right? Remember this. Welcome. We did 4 separate tests. Remember this. We tested 4 items. Items 1, 2, and 1, 3. They were destroyed. Items 1, 1, that's the knife sheath. That's Brian Koberger. That's the snap. And 1, 4, that's the mixture between Kaylee and Maddie. These items were consumed during the testing. However, DNA extract remained for these items. These 2 items, however, they were consumed during testing. We can't test any further here. Yeah. What is 1, 2, and 1, 3 again? Well, let me show you. 1, 2, and 1, 3. Remember, we couldn't get a good... Well, here they are. The partial DNA profile obtained from 1, 2 indicates a mixture of DNA from 3, remember this? 3 individuals, at least one of which is male. due to the low-level results and limited data, no comparisons can be made. Well, isn't that fucking nice? And then item 1.3. This item indicates a mixture of DNA from at least 2 individuals. One is male. And again, due to the low-level results and limited data, well, lo and behold, no comparisons can be made. And it just so happens that item 1.2 and 1.3 were destroyed in trying to analyze these two pieces. Isn't that amazing, guys? And because of that, we did. And by the way, because there's low-level results and limited data, we can't make any more comparisons at all. So, anyway. Anyway, whatever. Just wanted to show that to you. Anyway, the point, yeah, you're right. So anyway, $2,000 because they did 4 separate tests, and decor $2,000, baby. Give it to me. There you go. Welcome, Queen, Dame Athos, Queen of the Mountain. Welcome, Dame Celestine. Oh, yeah. All right, quick break. Hope you like that. I don't know. Just the way that I don't know. Whatever. The way that code is written is odd. It sounds like Mr. Decor. I don't know. You know, it sounds like this guy's on the offender. He's on the registry or something, or he should be registered. I don't know. It's very odd. Well, he wasn't. He didn't plead guilty to anything that we know of, did he? I mean, I know he was the prime suspect for a long time, but we didn't secretly convict this guy, did we? I know that's bizarre, but anyway, that's way in the mud. That's way in the mud. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if that's how it works. If say, hey, yes, you demand your DNA to be tested, and then I guess then you're the one they send the bill to. I don't know if that works like that. I got a feeling that Jack Decor. I don't know. Why would he do? I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. It is odd. I mean, why not? Why not? Again, why not send it to Bethany Funk? Why not send it? You could send it to 1 million people. Why Jack Decor? Well, the prime suspect. Well, he was the prime suspect at this particular juncture, I guess. Yeah, when was this? This was 11/20/2022. So this was 7. They processed these 4 samples, guys. 7 days after the murders. Yeah. They destroyed 2 of them permanently. And actually, let me back up. They destroyed all of it, but the only 2 that they kept a DNA sample that kept DNA from was 1.1 and 1.4. Yep. So anyway, that we're talking about the knife sheath. That's just the knife sheath. All right. We destroyed all of it. Anyway, quick break. marshmallows. Quick break. No. Weird. I don't know. Strange. A felony must be required to give a DNA sample and a right thumbprint. Interesting. Weird. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. He was a suspect for a long time. Of course he was. Ugh. Ugh. All right. You ready for some chicken cutlets? Chicken cutlets. Chicken cutlets. All right.
Office is occupied. Yeah.
There he is. Big bandage on his hand.
We're trying to do some follow-up. I guess you heard what happened on campus over the weekend. So what happened to your hand?
So it was Saturday night, probably like 8:30ish. I was intoxicated, and I was trying to cut a chicken patty with my pocket knife, and I just sliced it off.
Okay, so you said Saturday night?
Saturday night, yeah.
This past Saturday.
Yep.
When did you go to the doctor's?
I went the next morning.
Okay.
This is 11:15, guys. Sorry. There it is.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock?
Yeah, I went to the yard the next day at 2 o'clock.
The next, okay.
Yeah.
So Saturday night around 8:30,
Yeah.
you'd been drinking.
Yeah.
So you were cooking.
Yeah.
Were you at your house?
Yeah.
Where do you live at?
I live.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I was just cooking chicken patty up and then try to cut it.
Okay. With a pocket knife, guys. This is John.
And then, so the next day, did you do anything that night? Like, I'm guessing you just wrapped it.
Yeah.
How deep is the laceration? I know, I don't want you to take off your...
Yeah, I can't. It's like, I don't know, let's say like, it's more like a big gouge. It's like a flayed open, and so it was like peeling back and stuff.
And that's your right hand?
Yeah, and so last night I just,
Gee, where have you heard that before?
if you want to see it.
Yeah, do you mind?
Yeah, of course. But
Must have been some pocket
there's
knife.
a bunch of girls in the room with me, so they were all going crazy, bandaging it and stuff.
Ah.
And then Sunday at like 2 p.m. you went to Gritman.
Yep.
And what did they just do that for you?
Yeah, they glued it because it was too late to get stitches in it.
Okay.
Because I should have went.
Well, I mean, that would save him. So if these girls would say, yeah, we saw it, cut it, see, that would save him. That would save him. They'd all have to be covering for him. So we got to keep that in mind.
There's it initially.
Okay.
But it's very bizarro.
Is there any way you can, is that saved? Or is that just on your story? Or?
No, it's saved. Yeah, it's saved. And then here's at the hospital with it cleaned up a little bit.
Okay. Are you able to send those to me via email?
I think I can. Both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
I can give you a call.
Why do you wait so long?
Yeah, I can totally do that.
Why do you wait so long to go to the Why do you wait so long to go to the hospital? He doesn't go until 2 p.m. the next day, guys. It must have been fucking hurting.
And then,
I think.
So you knew what happened on Sunday. Do you know any of the people that were involved in this? I know the Greek life is kind of...
Yeah, so I talked to Ethan Chaplin probably, I don't know, twice just at parties and stuff.
Okay.
So I wasn't close with any of them, but
Okay.
I know a bunch of our guys in our house were close to the
AP. Okay. So, and I know not to button up on this, so like, do fraternity houses and sorority houses, do they kind of like, are there certain ones that are like brother-sister houses, or what do you guys consider those?
There's definitely houses that are closer than like the other houses, and I would say AFE is probably our closest house.
Okay.
I made an AFE, but there is like different houses get along better with other houses.
Okay.
Jack Decor Creeper.
But you guys don't have like every year it's like one of those things where like that's our sister house or something.
Oh, there's a sister house, yeah, ours.
Okay.
But that just doesn't mean that we like.
That doesn't mean I get that, but that's just
That's like the national standard.
so you guys are your sister house.
Yeah.
But you guys have a lot of friends, or you have a lot of friends that hang out with a lot of females that are in.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
How about this? Why did you use your pocket knife? Why not a regular knife to cut the chicken patties? Why don't you ask that? Jesus Christ, right?
Cut the chicken just like a
Well, why'd you use a pocket knife?
basic kitchen knife.
No, it was a pocket knife.
Pocket
It was
knife?
a Kershaw, just normal.
Why'd you do that? Why didn't you use a kitchen knife? Oh. He writes it. Oh, okay, anything else? Why don't you use a fucking real knife, regular knife? Welcome, Snow PR. Now he's on his phone for some reason. I don't know, he's on his phone.
So the three females you've never,
No.
I'm guessing maybe seen them, but you've never like had a relationship with them, talked to them.
Yep. I've never talked to any of the three.
Okay.
I just sent you that.
Well, all right, yeah, just send it to him. All right, just send it to him.
So can you just run me through just like an overview of your weekend starting Saturday morning?
Welcome, Ashley Brogdon. Hello,
I
hello.
slept in Saturday morning. It was a game day, so I probably got up like 9:30 or 10ish, and then showered, got ready for the day, and then I didn't go to the game, but I went to which is it's on that road by the Whites, by King Road, but it's not up King Road, it's that flat one. It's just a DT
On
house.
Taylor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just a
Okay.
and so we spent the whole day there watching the game there because it was cold.
Yeah.
And so we were just all inside there watching the game. And then I probably left that place, I think like 7:30ish. And then that's when I went back to, and I just spent the rest of my night.
And then what time did you wake up on Sunday? Okay. Do you know what time you went to bed on Saturday night?
Yeah, it was late, like 4:35.
In the morning?
Yeah.
Okay. So Sunday morning you went to bed around 4?
Yeah.
Just partying and stuff.
Yeah.
Huh? Kershaw knife.
Were you with anyone?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give me a name of people that you were with?
Jack Decor.
Is he another?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
And then
Do you have phone numbers for them?
let's see if I do. I have a phone number. I don't know if I
Okay.
I can ask her for it though if you want it.
All right. It's just, we might need to talk to them too.
Okay.
So the that's on. By the way, you said,
Yeah.
is it the one that's like a kind of a?
Yeah, it's like with the bottom. Or it's like right now, left.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that where?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Phone number is right there.
Hang on. Okay, break. Oh dear. Oh dear. All right. All right, yeah. You're right. So this example, right, this example of what that kind of knife looks like. Thank you, satire. That is a Kershaw knife. Other examples of it. Right, like, well, like this. That's a Kershaw knife. You can see. See what else? Oh yeah, this one got jagged edges on it. Oh, all different kind. Yeah, right? Like this one. Like this one. It's a jagged gouge points there. Jagged. Anyway. Ah, dear. Yeah, it's a Kershaw knife. I don't know how big they get, but they look sharp. They look like they can do some damage to you. Anyway. Break. Oh dear. This one. Now remember, guys. Just remember. We cut our hand with our Kershaw knife cutting chicken patties. Remember, that's how we did it, right? Now, don't give it away, satire, Mrs. John. Don't give it away. Because remember, the girls are bandaging it up. Right? So we just heard we heard a story. We heard a story. Yeah. Oh, dear. All right, let's carry on. Carry on. I cut my hand on a chicken. Here we go. I cut my hand on a chicken.
Great. So then you went to bed around 4 in the morning, between 4 and 5 in the morning on Sunday. And then you woke up, I'm guessing later, because you had a long night.
Yeah.
And what do you know? What you said you don't know what time you woke up?
No, I think 10 or 11ish. And when I woke up to my phone blowing up from, we have the group chat, and it was just blowing up of what was happening, what we found out happened.
Okay.
We were like, oh God.
And then, did you do anything between the time you woke up and you went to the doctor's or the hospital?
I just showered.
Got ready, probably looking at text messages and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Think of anything else. Would you be willing to sign a consent form if we take it to just get your medical records regarding your hand injury?
Yeah. I'll take it.
Okay. And that would just be you indicating that you're giving us permission to go to, and you're giving permission to release your medical records just regarding this hand injury.
Yeah, I'm fine for that.
Okay.
Yeah. They did I couldn't remember what they checked for. I think he was checking for glass in it too, because he wanted to see because we have a window in there, and it was broken that next morning, so they wanted me to get a check for glass and see if I maybe hit the window, but there was no glass in it, and so.
Okay. You said where was this? The glass?
It was at the house.
Okay. And that was broken that night too?
Yeah, we found it broken the next morning, and so then they thought that, or some other guys thought that I might have ran into the window that night.
Okay.
And so they wanted me to get it checked for glass just to make sure.
Okay.
So that's why I went into the ER originally. But there was no glass in it, and so I'm still not 100% sure if I hit the window or not. But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right.
And I'm guessing you stayed up all night, so you slept in your room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then, so that window thing that came after, you cut it on a knife, cutting chicken, but then the next morning you couldn't remember if you hit that glass too, so that's why some of your buddies recommended that they check.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because we found the glass broken a little bit, and then it was you should probably go get it checked. So he was actually the one that drove me to the ER, and he was like maybe hit the window.
Okay.
I was like, no, I'm pretty sure I cut it with cut it with my knife, and he was like, we should go and get it checked out. So we did.
Okay.
Aha. See? I changed it up on you. I changed it a little bit on you. You didn't even notice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I cut it with a knife. But my buddy's telling me we should go to the ER because you may have hit your hand on the broken glass window, right? It's very subtle, but he's almost conceding. Well, I shouldn't say that. He's not conceding. He's saying to his friend, well, I'm pretty sure I cut it trying to cut the chicken. Right? Uh-huh. But then the buddy, it makes it seem like the buddy's like, well, you may have put your hand through the glass window or something. I don't know what you did. That's the reason why he went to the ER. It wasn't because he gashed his hand. It was because they were afraid there was glass in it. Not the fact that he cut his fucking hand, which is odd. So forget about cutting the hand that needed to be glued. He must have cut it pretty deep. Remember, what did he say? It was too late for stitches. They had to glue it. So I'm thinking this is a pretty significant gash or gouge. He calls it a gouge. Gouge. Where the skin is filleted. Huh? Just little things like this, right? By the way, we don't ask him for a DNA sample here, and we don't ask for any fingerprints. That's another thing we don't ask for. Just saying. We ask for his fucking medical records of his hand, but we don't ask for anything else in this one. No? Hey. What? Yeah, it was his right hand. Look. Right? That's the bandage. Right? So, welcome, Sir Equinox. Knight of the Golden Round. All right. Now, this is a very short one. Now, actually, if we follow the saga with this one, Mr. Rosie, the officer Rosie, right? He actually goes to the Whites with him, photographs the broken window at the fucking Whites, and we don't hear anything else about it ever in the rest of the history of the case. But that's what happens here. No. They take a drive over to the Whites, guys. The window is supposedly photographed, and that's it. For real. That's what happens. That's in the documents. So, this is just part one of, this is the sit down, and then we actually go to the Whites. Believe it or not, that's what happens. I am the greatest. We know what happens.
Okay. Do you still have that knife that you cut yourself with?
Yeah.
Okay. Are those at your house? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's just in my bag.
Would it be an issue if we went and looked at that knife in the window?
I don't think so, man.
Okay. I'll call one of my guys and see if that's something, if you're willing to let us look at the knife and possibly take it just to see if there is blood on it.
Would it matter if I cleaned it off, though? I did wash it off the next morning.
No, I wouldn't. Just to see the knife that you cut yourself with.
You guys can take it.
And then look at that window to see the damage to it.
Yeah.
Are you going to be home today?
I was actually going to head out. I was supposed to head out at noon. But
going back home?
Yeah.
Where do you live?
Welcome, CB.
Okay.
No one really knows where it is.
Not even. Okay. And are you going home for like a while?
Yeah, till school starts up after Thanksgiving.
Okay. Are they still having classes this week? Or did they end up canceling everything?
It depends class to class, but all my classes postponed all the assignments and stuff till after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
It was happening and stuff.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Most of us are deciding to go home.
Okay. What's your address in the...
Which is...
Welcome, Tattoo Guy.
Perfect.
CB, welcome to it. I said that before.
Do you know, like, are any of your buddies going to be at...
That were there with me?
No, that could, like, let us look at the window and then possibly retrieve that knife.
I can go. I'll be there for a little bit if you guys want to come.
Just go straight up. Okay. Are you going there right now?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So if you guys want to come with me, I can take you.
I can meet you over there.
Yeah.
What's the address?
Doesn't look small.
Okay. Did we do a cop talk at your house?
Yes, you did.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's the one directly across from,
One of them.
Sweet. Yeah, let me make a call, and I'll probably meet you over there. If you're going to be there, I'll be there. If I do end up coming, I'll be there within, 15 minutes.
That's really fine.
All right, man. I appreciate you coming and talking to me again. I'm sorry. I know it's just stressful.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get some answers, so.
And that's all she wrote. All right, love you. What do you think? What do you think? So yeah, they go over there. They take a picture. I don't know. I can't remember if they actually retrieve the knife. I have to watch that again. All right, sorry. I have to read that again. I'm not sure. I think they act. I can't remember if they actually retrieve a knife or not. I know they take pictures of the window, but I'm trying to remember if they actually take the knife. I should go back and read that. Lots of knives in this case, by the way. We know this. I think you have, yeah. I mean, you got, I don't know. It's like you got these affluent college kids in a town of a mix of fucking meth people mixed with legitimate business owners. Strange. And then well, we talked about this a long time ago. You cannot have one single entity running your entire town. We talked about that, right? Something wicked this way came. You can't have that. Well, for instance, the University of Idaho, right? Where your livelihood most likely depends on it surviving. So, anyway, what's interesting also about this one is that this is one of the very few, if only, people that we see interviewed that actually has a fucking injury to them that is a knife wound made by a knife, of course. I think this is the only one we see like this, where a person we're interviewing has a fucking injury to them. I believe so. Which is, remember, that's interesting. You just things to keep in mind. And it happens to be a knife wound. And he happens to sustain this knife wound on the very night of the murders. He doesn't go to bed until 5 o'clock in the morning after the murders. He doesn't know, perhaps, if he injured his hand also by smacking his hand into a broken window. He doesn't remember any of that. You know what I'm saying? I get up at 11 o'clock a.m. the next morning, and I shower, and I guess the big gouge in my right hand, I guess it doesn't hurt at all. I take a shower. I take a shower. Well, Jesus Christ, man. Unless I'm immune to pain, it's probably going to be fucking hurting. Especially with the water, splashing down on it. It's going to fucking hurt. Especially hot water. Think about it. Just think about it. I'm taking a shower with a huge, he called it, what did he call it? What did he call it? A gouge, right? Gouge. Would it matter if I cleaned it? Would it matter if I cleaned the knife? Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, you could take it. What is that? What is that? Does it matter if I cleaned it? Because I cleaned it, you know. No, it doesn't matter. We just want to see the knife that you hurt yourself with. Oh, okay. Then, well, you can take it then. That's what he says. Fucking weird. Sir Equinox, I would imagine that fucker bled. I would imagine it bled. Probably all over the chicken. All over the counter, wherever I'm cutting this fucking cutlet or patty. Yeah, I would think I would think that it bled. For sure. I absolutely. The only thing that would save this character in this story is if these girls that were helping him, right, with it, well, satire with the tampons, you're right. But whatever they're using here, that's the only thing that would save this character. Because if you round up these girls and you say, hey, tell me about, did this person cut their hand on, now you're not going to give them leading questions, Moscow Police Department, which you know, and Idaho State Police, which you are notorious for doing, by the way, and you're so inbred that you have no idea that you're doing it. That's how inexperienced these people are, guys. They have no idea that they're leading their witnesses. They have no idea they're doing it. For instance, when you said you saw Ethan Chapin at the Whites, he was happy-go-lucky, right? Yeah, he was happy-go-lucky. That's called a leading fucking question. Idiots. Or how about this one? When you saw Xander Kernodle at the Whites around 1:15 a.m. in the morning, she was happy-go-lucky and bubbly, right? Yeah, she was happy and smiling. She looked like she was having a good time. That's called leading your witness. For real. Tattoo girl, you know. Instead, what we're going to ask, and you know this, my garden, because you are the greatest. Instead, we're going to say this. We're going to say, what kind of mood was Ethan Chapin in that night that you saw him? What was his mood? You're not already going to give them the mood. Strangers in the night, that's all we were thinking. Strangers in the night. This dude must be bracketing witchcraft, CB from Philly. This girl must be bracketing witchcraft. I am the greatest. Come on, Gorilla. I see you in Manila, Gorilla. This girl must be bracketing witchcraft. That's right. Everybody's doing witchcraft, and now you doing it too. That's right. Now let me go to the Act Strong contest and shut up. I'm going to go to Act Strong contest and shut your fucking mouth. All right. All right. And I showed you that picture of the Hunchback of Notre Dame, right? At the axe throwing contest on 11/13/2022, the very night. I showed you that. I showed you the Hunchback of Notre Dame. But you still don't believe me that I am the greatest of all time. I am the greatest. You remember the Hunchback of Notre Dame, don't you? No, you don't. Peekaboo.
He went right upside the head of my favorite baby seal. He went whap with a lead-built snowshoe. And
That's right.
he hit him on the nose and he hit him on the fin and he beady little eyes with a vigorous circular motion hitherto unknown to the people in this area, but destined to take the place of the mud shark in your mythology. Here it goes now. The
Nanook in just a little bit. All right. Fido, here, Fido. Murphy, here, Murphy. Where are you? Arf, arf, arf. The poodle bites. The poodle chews it. That's right. The poodle bites and the poodle chews it. Didn't you know that? Arf, arf, arf. Now, anyway, back to what we were talking about here. What is your conceptual continuity? I may ask. And, this is Sergeant Zappa, right? Remember all those Moscow police homicide training videos that I showed you way back when the garden was young and beautiful? No. Well, it's always been beautiful and young. And anyway, I showed you those. Those are the greatest things ever. Go back and check those out. Those are the greatest things ever produced, in this case. By the way. Do I have to do it again? Now remember, Moscow's very proud of this training video. They show this to all the new homicide detectives that they hired for the quarter. They show this one. I'll show you. I should show you. I showed you the whole time. I showed you. But you still don't believe the greatest. You still don't believe I'm the greatest. Bad. For elder law. Fucking elder law. Just what I want to fucking hear. Where was elder law when I was alive, Master Nature? There was no such thing as elder law. Thanks, Tyler. So sad about that. Well, there wasn't. Nothing about elder law back in my day. Like, you old and you fucking dead. All right. Thank you. Remember, I showed you. Remember, Sergeant Zappa. I showed you the training video where, there was a lot of knives. Okay. But not one of those knives that I guess Moscow Police Department found had anything to do with the murders. Just and you people fucking believe that. You believe that. People in denial. You believe a lone knife that was purchased in February 2022. You believe that was the sole murder weapon. Hello, my name is Little G. Did you forget about me? My name is Little G. My name is Gabriel. My name is Gabriel. I have a lot of knives. I like to collect them. I hide them I'm proud of my knives. My name is Gabriel M. I want to join the military as soon as I'm old enough and I can graduate. Remember? Don't forget me, Gabriel. Don't forget me. You can't forget me in this case. Yep. 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 You know what's interesting too about that is, guess what, guys? I even know why. I even know why and where. No. Let me back up. I even know that Mr. Gabriel, he hides knives under a wood pile. I even know that. Think about that. First of all, why would I know that? And B, how would I know that? If I am flat out lying to you, right? I'm sitting in a police station. Listen to this. I'm sitting in a police station being interviewed. And I tell you, well, this person, he puts knives under a wood pile. He hides or puts some of his knives under a wood pile, guys. Now, either I'm just flat out lying to you, making that up, or I'm not. And for some reason, I happen to know this information. Yep, I'm just saying. That is Gabriel. Why would I know that? Or why would I even care to know that? First of all, why would I even know that? And second of all, why would I even care to know that? But I know it. I somehow fucking know it. Either I saw him put his knives there, or he told me, right? He told me he put them there. I would know that information somehow. Fucking weird, isn't it? It's weird. Fucking weird. The whole thing is weird. Yes, he did. This is Dame Mrs. John. He kept notes. He kept notes about this fucking person. Now, in every other case, what you're going to hear is, well, that was really good foresight of this person to keep notes. But not in this case. Not in this case, guys. To take notes in this case would be blasphemy. Would be blasphemy, guys. He obviously is lying. Right? Every other case, it would be like, well, that was really, really smart of this person to take notes. But not in this one. Not in this one. In this case, you don't want to take notes. That would be the dumbest thing to do. You'd be a liar. You be a liar. Right? Yeah. Something. But however he did it, he wrote it down. So anyway. Anyway, can't forget that. Yes, indeed. We talked about that a lot. We talked about the almost what Dylan Mortensen likes to do in her spare time. Transcribe other people's experiences onto herself when they're not her experiences. But she'll talk to you as if it was she actually experienced this, well, which we know is not true. She likes to do that. Just like this case. What we did was, and I think we talked about this. I think what we did was, right, we took the real story, we mixed it together, we transcribed, that's not the word. We superimposed characters onto one another. We totally disregarded information. I still have yet to see an interview with Gabriel. So, anyway, that's pretty much all I need. Now, if anybody can produce an interview with Gabriel M., please give it to me. But, alas, there is none, as far as I know. And that's all I need to know about Moscow police and Idaho State Police. That's all I need to know. And that's all I need to know about this is not a real case. This is a joke. A bad joke, but a joke. Anyway, quick break, and then we'll do a little bit more, and then, I don't know, figure it out. Probably doing something later, maybe tomorrow, I don't know, guys. All the tangents. Erotic thriller gone awry. Master Nature. Come on now. Master Nature, come on. Let Brian Koberger. Brian Koberger. Can't forget him either. was an erotic thriller gone awry. Something like that. Be my vampire. Oh dear.
Well,
Oh dear.
You know, for us, it didn't matter. We had been hurt deeply by the loss of our child. So the chaos that was going around is all the theories that we're putting out there, the media, and not so much online because the internet wasn't that popular back 30 years ago. But it didn't matter. It was noise level stuff. We had lost our child.
So the spotlight didn't matter, but John and Patsy went on to CNN on January 1st and gave an extensive interview. Savannah, who's a media journalist, hasn't even done that, right? It's day 11. She hasn't even given an interview. Also, you'll notice Patsy looked perfectly made up in her interview on CNN, whereas Savannah looks haggard, exhausted, and seems to have the approach that her appearance, how she looks, is the least of her priorities, which is understandable. Let's actually put Patsy side by side in that CNN interview with Savannah in one of her last videos. Also, the Ramseys hired a PR person within days, someone to manage the whole media thing, which clearly shows they cared very much what the media and the public thought of them. And arguably, that's why they gave the exclusive interview at CNN headquarters in Atlanta. They went to the media. It's not like the media came to them. They went to the media in Atlanta, Georgia. They lived in Boulder, Colorado. And they gave the exclusive there rather than to some local media station in Boulder, Colorado. John has also repeatedly said that the real crime in his case wasn't the death of his daughter, but what the media did to them.
You know, the real story here is not that a child was murdered. The real story here is what was done to us by an unjust system.
Now, how does that square with saying we didn't care what the media or public thought of us? Anyway, I think whoever wrote the ransom note cared very much about appearances, which is why it ended up being 3 pages of flowery guff, but that's me. The Ramsey case,
All right, I love you.
I think this might be news to some in the news media. But the Ramsey case is actually an important example of what not to do if you're at the center of a crime scene. In other words, if you don't want your case to be solved, there's a certain number of things you shouldn't do. Number one.
Anyway, we're not talking about that, are we? Anyway, hey Burke, where are you at? Anyway. Nancy Guthrie. Nancy Guthrie. I always go to this reference point.
Tools from Harbor Freight are doing
Fuck. It's annoying.
Robbed and what's being redacted. Oh wait,
And I think that a lot of us have differing opinions on the evidence that is out, whether it's the IgG evidence, the hair evidence.
Okay.
We need to run that hair down. I question the framing that Ethan is holding on to a clump. We didn't get what we paid for. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah, I still got a couple questions, if you guys.
go for it, Ron.
Okay, about and this relates to the weapon that was used. I think I've seen the autopsy reports. I've looked.
All right, guys. Ah, dear. Dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear. The bastard made me do all this work. All right. Sorry. Yeah. Fine. Oh dear.
Perfect, I got that on mine as well, so, okay.
I think I'm recording, so it's going. Okay, sounds awesome. Yeah, that's kind of I think that's why it's on both our parts.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get my bullets out, because
You're good.
Not really.
You're good. I get it.
You follow with it? Notebook.
Yeah, no, you're good. So, let's start off first. Just, okay. Your first name, what's your middle initials? And then...
Just like the hands inside.
Okay.
Like a hole.
And what's your address down here?
Now, I'm not saying his last name is Perky. Not saying that.
Yeah, that's...
Not saying that.
That'll be, but that's probably... While I'm doing this remodel anyway.
Okay, so we're just going to walk through this a little bit slow, and we'll go...
Yeah, whatever way you want. I kind of made some outlines, like I said, I put both things. There's been so much, as I've been thinking about it and remembering, that I thought, I've just got to start writing this stuff down.
Yeah. So first, are we going to be talking about just one person?
Yes.
Okay. Can I get that person's name first?
Yes. So I don't have his full name, but he's and I've known him as a troubled kid.
Okay.
Or at risk, I'd say at risk. He's not really troubled. Well,
did he live in Moscow?
No.
Okay. Do you know where he lived?
Yes. And I just went and double-checked that address because I knew I was going to talk to you. I don't know if they're still there or not. He was living with...
Okay.
Okay. I don't have the exact address, but it's... and that's off the street that's... So you...
True.
Yeah. And then across apartments are in their apartments.
Is this here in town?
This is it.
Okay.
Down on just off.
Uh-huh.
The freeway. Okay. So you take that exit and you turn. And then it's that interest.
Right by the Kentucky Fried Chicken. All right? Dig it. Right by the Kentucky Fried Chicken, guys. I'm sorry, the Taco Bell. Taco Bell. Taco Bell. We all go to Taco Bell, guys. Andale arriba.
Last name is because it's his dad's last name, and I just knew him as. Didn't need to know more than that.
So let's go back a little bit. Just off. Okay.
And it's up. Apartments. They just went straight in, right up the stairs to that stairway. That's where they did live. Okay. I dropped off some instruments, and I even spent a night there one night.
Okay. In the B apartment. Okay.
That's not in the report, by the way, guys. In fact, as we go along here, as we go along here, guys, we're not going to do all this tonight. But I'm just saying, as we go along, we're going to do this again. This is Scott P. I don't know if his last name is Perky or not. I'm not saying it is. All right? We're talking about Gabriel M. Right? 1213. Yeah, right? Good so far? Scott called them, like, as a tip, okay? Called them prior to this, weeks before, to talk about what he knew. This is, so they find, James Fry, I guess, finally calls him on the phone a month later. From when the crime happened. That's the scenario here. Yes. I know Dame Deb. But anyway, there's stuff in here that is not in the written report. It's just not in there. It's left out. Yeah, particularly towards the end of the interview, there's a lot of stuff left out. Anyway, quick break. We'll do a little more. We're going to stick with this because, well, of course, this is the Grail, and I gave this to you. I didn't give this. Well, this is coming from Connor, but I gave you the first. Yes, I did. All right. Cool out. Chill out. I think that's the first thing they leave it. Well, he actually stayed there with them one night, is what he said. I don't remember reading that in the document. Anyway, either you believe this person or you don't believe him. It's I think it's one of the other. He has a lot of details. Yes, he does. A lot of details. All righty. All right. Come on. Come on. Look out to. break. All right, here we go. Here we go. A little bit more.
What you know, and I'll be taking some notes. So, like I said, we'll just kind of work our way through this, okay?
Whatever way we get questions answered, hopefully, Lord willing, I won't forget something.
There's also a religious component to this.
My background was because I was having a hard time. I was invited up to one of their family picnic things. So it's actually his wife's family, and they do a yearly picnic up at a lake north. Gosh, it's quite a little bit north of Deer Park, but it's kind of a lake that they all have gone to. They go every year. It's kind of their family reunion. It's been going on for multiple generations. Okay. So I drove. Both of them were having a hard time with their driving and whatnot. And so when I was working the store, and I didn't have any other people around. It was at the start of COVID. Okay. So the very first summer of COVID. And so I drove them up there, and at the last minute, and then is her daughter, and I don't remember the daughter's name right now. She's a little younger, not much. Okay. And so I met him just during the drive. Very pleasant kid. When it comes to,
they were all in the car with you.
So all in the car, yeah. So I went up there, and then we went to the picnic. And so while we were up there at the picnic, blessed kids, those girls, they all got their own certain fire, and some of them were at fire one to the other. But one of the daughters there was a lot of little kids around, and other people were coming in there, and because of COVID, there was more people out camping than normal, so people went out. But anyway, so there got to be one of the daughters was just giving people a real hard time, getting them to slow down. So she was playing traffic cop, didn't want kids her. Yep. And but she she was a little overdoing it a little bit. But anyway, so she annoyed some other man, and so they kind of got into an altercation. And two of the other sisters kind of got in, and it was like, this isn't too good. So this one man, at one point, he mentioned something kind of almost like a threat with a gun type of thing. And so anyway, so I didn't think too much about that. But anyway, a little later in the evening, the ladies had to walk past where these other people's camp was. So I went up on the hillside just to watch, make sure everything was okay and nobody was going to bother them. So lo and behold, while I'm sitting up there pretty quick, all of a sudden just shows up. Boom, he's right there. And so very stealthy, and all of a sudden, wow, that was pretty intense. And he'd been on the other side of the hill watching. So I thought, wow, that's pretty amazing. And I thought he was a little older than he was. My take on that is his mother, she's an alcoholic, and gets very, very verbally abusive. And so my take on that is because of their family circumstance, he sees himself as the man of the family and the protector, kind of a protector. And, actually felt pretty good about most things he said. I just thought, and I was surprised because he carried himself about 2 years older than what I thought he was. Or what, yeah, I thought he was 2 years older.
He was at that time?
I was thinking he was probably 17. Turned out he was only 14, 15. Okay. So, very, and at that time is when he pulled out and showed me he had a pretty serious knife on him at the time. And so he was really into knives. So that was kind of the first time I realized, okay. And then in conversations realized that he had been into ROTC program. The kid is a soldier at heart. Okay. I think he's trained to being a soldier, stealthy, Rangers type thing. This is where he's headed. But so yeah, I think to be honest, I kind of got the general impression since that.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it, guys? Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Who does that sound like to you, by the way? Just take a wild guess. Think about it. Where have we heard this before in somebody's history? Very strange. It is the imposition of a real story based on a real profile superimposed on another character in the story, guys. Is that the mud? Yes, it's the fucking mud. But this whole case is the mud. So, think about Mr. Kohlberger. Think about Mr. Kohlberger's background. Think about his history. ROTC. It sounds familiar, doesn't it, guys? Sounds eerily similar. Now, I don't know about the obsession with knives part or the love of knives. I don't think there's any evidence of that. But the military connection, very interesting. Another interesting piece already about this, I gave you the Grail. This is my Grail. Another interesting piece already in the first 8 minutes of this is that these people that we're talking about, they would have picnics, and this is a generational thing that they do. Generational. I find that interesting. Yeah. And that he's the driver for this. He's the driver to get him to this picnic. That they do like forever. Like vampires or something, right? Anyway, that's interesting. He's the driver. And I think he said he volunteered. He volunteered to be the driver. Now, this was right when COVID was happening, which is what? I don't know, 2019, somewhere around there. So, yeah, Gabriel is about 15 years old at this point. In 2003, that's when he was born. In 2022, he's an 18-year-old. He's 18 years old. Or 19, perhaps. So, we were starting from a 15-year-old Gabriel, and then we're going to work our way up to an 18-year-old fucking Gabriel. Or 19-ish, right? 2003, that's the birth date. That's what we're doing here. Most likely 19. Most likely he's 19 because the murders happened in November, right? So the odds are the kid's 19 years old. I'm going with the odds. Yes, it is, by the way. So I agree, Parmesan cheese is good on there. Yes, it is. I agree with that. We'll do a little bit more. I mean, this interview is very long. It's an hour and 25 minutes. But it is the Grail. It's my Grail. Gabriel.
Let's see if I want to jump from there. Let's see. So that was when we first became acquainted.
That's when I first met him.
Through different times, other family meet gatherings. Times that they would come up. I think she came up one time to help, even when we were closing out the store. But I traveled with them several different times. showed me his array of knives, and he had multiple knives.
What would you describe those?
So his knives, the first round of them were, one would be kind of a more like you do, like I come from a hunting background, so one would be more like a skinny knife. But then he had, one like you would do when you're gutting out a deer. So he had a pretty good size knife. And one of those knives, that first knife, it was more of an assault type weapon, but it wasn't real huge. But I'd say probably that one probably 7-inch blade, maybe I don't think it's 8. But, more like one that you'd see a typical deer hunter take up as his main knife, and then of course you get out the deer, and then he pulls out his skinning knife when he pulls his skin. So so he had an array of those, and each time he traveled, he had those knives. When he would come up to Moscow, he had those knives. I'd seen him pull them out about 3 or 4 different locations. Okay. And there's a good chance that if this all falls through, the weapon you're looking for may be still sitting in one of those hiding spots. And I'll give you that information too.
What do you think? Nah. No, Master Nature. No. You are not the greatest of all time. Now, wait a minute. Mrs. John, now wait a minute. I know they say Master Nature can't be the greatest of all time. I will show you the murder weapon, my friend. I will show you where it possibly could be located. If you want to know, I will show you the way. And guess what? What did Moscow Police Department do? What do they do? Nah, that's all right. Oh, okay. Now, if I was a savvy news person, here's what I would do. I would track down Mr. Scott P. and say, hey, Mr. Scott P., can I interview you about this case? I mean, jeez. But I'm not a savvy news person. A lazy psychic. That's all I am. That's all I am. Now, anyway.
Right down to the parish of St. Alfonso.
Get 50% off Get Real by Chewy.
That's right, baby. That's right. That's right, St. Alfonso. All right. Well, you know St. Alfonso, don't you? You know St. Alfonso's pancake breakfast, huh? Oh, my God. How could you not know? Why? Look, that's where I stole the margarine. God damn you all. I am the greatest of all time. And yes, I'm pretty. But not as pretty as MD, I guess. I am oh my God. Mrs. John. Why? Mrs. John. Why? Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't really know what to say. Mrs. John, You're really cruel. You're cruel, Crow. You're a dame, but you're a really cruel one. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, baby. Now hang on, Mrs. John. Hang on. Hang on.
Now what? I say, what's the big idea bashing me on the noggin with a rolling pin? Anyone's head, boy. That's a head. But that's a joke, boy. You missed it. Went right past you. You gotta keep on your toes. Toes, that is. But the fast ones get right by you. Keep your ears open. Yappity, yappity, yap. I can't get a word in edgeways. What are you doing? I say, what are you doing with a pump? Pumping for oil? You're crazy, boy. There's no oil in this ground. Stand up, son. You're falling all over yourself. Now, who's responsible for this unwarranted attack on my person? Ooh, you got a fine boy here, man. Ooh, I oughta... Well, let's see what you're making there, boy. Looks like sody pop. Watch it fizz.
All right, baby. All right. All right. I love you. Anyway, Foghorn, Foghorn's a cruel fucking thing. He used to torment the dog. Anyway, cruel. Cruel, I say. Oh my God, yeah, he was pretty cruel. I watch the cartoons up here sometimes, and yeah, he's like really weird and cruel and shit. I don't know. He torments the dog, and he's a very weird character anyway. Very strange. Oh my God. Alrighty, here we are. This is where the wind takes us. This is where the wind blows. This is where the tides sweep us out into the great ocean. Oh my God. Oh, what the hell? What is this? Let's try. Okay, we'll try this one. Mrs. John. You thought the war was over? You thought it was safe to go back in the water?
This is Arby's cheese stick.
But no.
Okay, look, I realize that society has probably limited your perception of disabled people.
Oh my fucking Lord. Here we go.
We all look the same. We come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. Some of us are in wheelchairs.
Is this AI, Mrs. John? Is this AI?
Like to light houses on fire.
Hey, is this AI, Mrs. John?
I am the latter.
Oh my fucking Lord, Mrs. John. What is going on here? This is not funny, Mrs. John.
Jello beats, holla at me.
Oh my God. Mrs. John. What is this? Range Rover. It's a black Range Rover. What happened? It came to full size.
It's still small.
Oh my fucking Lord. Here we go. Get the
paralyzed.
Good fucking God. Mrs. John. Oh my God. Now I heard, now Mrs. John, I don't know if this is true or not. I heard there was a private dungeon underneath Balmoral Castle in the Scottish Highland. Now, I don't know if that's true, Mrs. John. I heard there was a secret dungeon where the queen walked underneath Balmoral Castle. Now, I don't know. Now, if that's true, here's what we got to do, Mrs. John. If you want to end this war, we got to fucking put all of them underneath the fucking castle. That's what we got to do. Well, again, like I said, electricity comes in all kinds of ways. we can we can light up everybody's lives for free. Okay. Not only that, I can build a big death ray and just annihilate everybody with that kind of power. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could be Count Dracula and shit, and only it would be fucking electricity. Yeah, it would be Frankenstein kind of shit, but well, who doesn't love Frankenstein? Who doesn't love it? And I think we could get along. I think we could pull it off. I really do.
Spin too fast.
No. Oh my fuck. Otherwise, it's this. Oh my fucking. Look at this shit, Mrs. John. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, here we go. Like a clown show, isn't it? It's like a fucking clown show. Like a sideshow.
Girls just want to have fun.
Oh my God. Look at this shit. Straight to Balmoral fucking Castle with this fucking shit. Mrs. John, straight to Balmoral Castle.
This bit.
Lep Castle. No, fuck Balmoral. Lep fucking Castle. The cat's like, get me the fuck out of here. Here we go. Oh my God. What's he doing, Master? What's he doing here? Oh my God. Look at this fucking thing.
Poor guy.
Oh my God. All right. Mrs. John. Forget Balmoral Castle. Forget Balmoral Castle. This one's going straight to the fucking Lep Castle, where the fucking element is. Okay? That's how I feel about this one. Straight to Lep Castle, where all the fucking elements are, and they're gonna fucking haunt this thing for the rest of its fucking life. God damn it all. Welcome, L.A. Ryan. You know exactly what I'm talking about, too, don't you? Yes, you do. Lep Castle is one of the most haunted castles in the world. And they have elementals there that will rip your fucking face off. Okay. Well, I'm just saying. So anyway, where do you think this one's going? I love you. Fucking, we ain't sending him to fucking quarantine in fucking Balmoral fucking dungeon. Fuck no. He's going straight to Lep fucking Castle, where there's trap doors and shit. Right? For fuck's sake, there are spikes built into the fucking basement. Oh my God. Hey. Welcome all to the electric church. Oh my God. My name is Thomas Skilton. All right. It's not bingo night. It should be fucking bingo night, but it's not. It should be, but it's not. And then I wake up screaming. Yeah, fuck. I wake up screaming. You know, I'm gonna tell you this. This is gonna be very weird. Okay. I always have this skit in my brain. It goes like this, right? It goes like this. So like, there's two buddies, right? And how do I put this? Well, two friends, right? Two friends, and one of the friends has a brother who is mentally retarded, right? So like every time the friend comes over to visit the brother, when the other brother is mentally retarded, he comes to the house. He go, hey man, how you doing? And then the brother always has to like go to the bathroom or something or whatever. He says, well, I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. So he's left alone. He's left alone with the mentally retarded brother. And then from there, like chaos ensues. So for instance, one episode, the friend is left alone with the mentally retarded brother, and he's just sitting there. He's just standing there waiting for the guy to come back from the bathroom, and then all of a sudden, the mentally retarded kid says to him, I don't like you very much. and right? And then the guy, the guy's waiting for his friend to come out of the bathroom. He's like, well, I'm gonna ignore it, right? So then the mentally retarded kid, he says it again. He says, you know what? I don't like you very much. You know that. And so the guy's like, well, I know he's mentally retarded. Okay, should I? I'm just gonna ignore it. I'm just gonna ignore it. Come on, man. Get out of the fucking bathroom, all right? Get out of the bathroom so we can get on our way here. I want to get away. I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. Are you following me? So this is the shit I have in my brain. So I'm thinking about that. I'm like, we could do a whole series about this, right? So I'm standing there waiting for my friend to come back from the bathroom, and all of a sudden, the mentally retarded brother says, you better get out of this fucking house right now, or, hey, I have a knife under this cushion here I'm sitting on. And if you don't get out of here in 3 seconds, I'm going to come over there with it. All right, man. Hey, listen, I got to go. And, hey, I'll be outside. Do you see what I'm saying? Now listen, how it progresses is like episode 2, right? So the same thing happens. Oh, yeah, okay. Just give me a minute. I have to go to the bathroom. So he's standing there by the door, right? And the mentally retarded kid's like, oh, you're fucking back. I told you never to come back here again, right? Right? And then, but the character progresses. He's like, shut up, you fucking retard. Like something like that. What did you say to me? I'm gonna fucking stab you. Right? And then the friend's like, you're up. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking retard. And see, that's how the series progresses, And then it ends up with them like, they're almost killing each other. You know what I mean? By the end of the series, like they're almost killing each other. Right? And the other friend, he has no idea what's going on here. Because he's always in the bathroom, right? So he has no idea what's happening. So anyway, it just escalates. It just escalates, I love you. Just think about that. That would be a really funny series, actually. Yeah. Anyway, things I think about. Anyway, quick break. Quick break. Little bit more. Stop thee, my grail, my holy grail. No, sorry guys. Sorry about that. Sorry. Actually, what would be funnier than that is, think about it. Let's say the retarded kid, it's his sister that the guy's coming over and trying to date, right? And so she's like, well, I'll be right back. Whatever. And so he's waiting there for her to come back and like, so they can go out on a date, right? And so the retarded brother, he's sitting there on the couch and the minute she goes away to change or whatever, the retarded kid says, you're a fucking cocksucker, aren't you? All right. All right. You're like, what? Yeah, you heard me. You're a fucking cocksucker. Hey, Mary, can you hurry up a little bit? Yeah, sure, I'm coming. Hang on. No, I heard you're a real fucking cocksucker, aren't you? Anyway, hope you like that. But anyway, that would be actually funnier. That would be a funnier series. Because every time you come over to try to take her out on a date, you got the retarded brother saying weird shit to you like, you're gay, aren't you? Why are you dating my sister? Shit like that. And you're like, what? And at first you don't even notice him on the couch. He's just kind of like his legs are dangling off the couch. And you don't even really notice that he's there at first. Until he says shit to you like, you're a fucking homo, aren't you? Like that kind of weird shit. Anyway, that'd be probably one of the funniest sitcoms in the world if you could pull it off. Every episode would be something different, Like, didn't I see you at that fucking gay bar last night? Or something. What do you want with my sister, you fucking faggot? I love you, babies. We are the greatest. We are the greatest. We have to get some, we do have to get some breakfast. We do.
Hey, this is Leather from the bus.
That's right, baby.
From the bus.
Anyway. She really was a handsome lady. Anyway. Where were we? Where were we? I forget. And I forget. She abused. Yes, she did. She abused the sausage patty. That's what she did. But then I'm like, well, this is Leather from the bus. That can't be right. That can't be right. I am Sergeant Zappa. But, I just can't get away from these ads, it appears. Or something like this, or something like this. Remember this. That's right. This is, remember. All right. That's right. All right, let's get back to Scott P. And just for a little bit more, and just a little bit more. Oh dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear. Sorry, guys. Anyway. All right. Here we go.
Get out the deer, and then he pulls out his skin and knife when he has the skin. So, so he had an array of those, and each time he traveled, he had those knives. When he would come up to Moscow, he had those knives. I'd seen him pull them out about 3 or 4 different locations, and there's a good chance that if this all falls through, the weapon you're looking for may be still sitting in one of those hiding spots, and I'll give you that information too. Okay. Don't let me forget to do that. I'll write myself a note.
Well, that's weird.
So that was pretty much the introduction to him. Okay, and that's always been kind of the case. Okay, so as far as I know, he was staying on that track. Last I heard, his grades had kind of dropped a little bit. There was a question. I kind of got a second hand through his granddad that if he didn't get his grades up or something, he might not get into his military program that he was wanting to. And I was always kind of worried about him because every time his mother would get 3 sheets to the wind and get verbally abusive, I thought, man, it wouldn't take much for this kid to snap at some point. I mean, she could be very, very verbally rough on him. And so I was... But it's kind of, I don't want to sidetrack here. It'd be real easy for me to go chase a rabbit here, so I think I'll...
Chase that rabbit.
Okay.
White rabbit, where are you, white rabbit?
And that, like I said, went to multiple family functions with them, and usually I drove
I was the driver.
back. And then they would come...
I was the chauffeur.
So you would probably have a hard time locating him because they always she had lost her license from drinking, whatever. So when his mom would travel, and they traveled, and the daughter, they always traveled via bus. Okay. So they come up on the coach to Moscow, and they would go back on the coach unless some family member gave them a ride.
That's because mom, right? Because mom lost her license. Makes sense. He did go to a lot of family functions, didn't he, Dame Deb? Now he could be again. This guy can be making this entire shit up, right? Do you think?
Up at Moscow? Yeah. Not always. But probably, while I was there, usually 90% of the time, because I would stop by. I spent a lot of time in his backyard around his little fireplace stove there. Yeah. And I'd come over there and hang out with him. Until we get tired and start nodding off. So we'd have a cup of coffee, and a lot of times he'd invite me over, and so we'd just kind of hang out and listen to music. Well, I'd listen to music. So usually the boy would come. Now, when they stayed, the locations are probably important here. When they stayed, the 2 kids, the boy and the girl, slept downstairs in a big double bed down there, and that basement at the time was the whole house was basically a closet. She didn't throw anything away. It was obsessive compulsive everything. In fact, as I was going to stay there a little bit, and I took a Costco box of lint and stuff away from the washing machine, because it was just heaping over. So I took it out to the trash and just totally freaked because I had taken something out of the house, and I was replacing it with one of the trash cans left over from the music store, and I thought, man, I'm not staying here. Yeah. So it didn't take me long to bail out of there, but I never stay down in there because of spiders and the bugs that bite her down there, and so she would not sleep there. But at one point I know had his knives in a duffel bag down there at one time, so he had pulled them out of there, and I think he might have if he transported the knives, I think he might have transported them under the cardboard of a duffel bag. So I don't know that he always.
Oh, by the way, guys, that's not in a written report either. Sorry, I forgot to tell you. This little piece that you're listening to right now, that's not in the written report at all either. Nope, none of this about it. Transporting a duffel bag or cardboard or staying down in the basement with spiders and being bitten. That's not in the report at all. That's not in the written report at all, guys. It's not. There's no such thing. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. So, this interview, there's a lot, again, this whole piece that we're listening to is not in the written report. And there are multiple pieces that are like this. So, yeah, duffel bag, cardboard in the duffel bag, whatever. He goes on to describe other locations.
I kind of got the impression that he just kind of kept them stashed up there. Okay?
Kept them stashed.
And while I'm involved with the locations that I know I'd seen him pull it out from the wood pile.
The wood pile?
What's the address? That's on...
that particular address is here. Right? The wood pile, the shed, the duffel bag, whatever, wherever. The crypt, the fucking cemetery.
Yeah, it makes kind of a C shape. There's a house on the corner, but the road behind him. So, like a lot of times when I park, I always parked on the. It might be Logan, but I think it's Lewis. Whatever it starts with L. Sure. So, but anyway, so there's two sheds there, and he would either sleep on the picnic table, she would not sleep in the house, or she would stay out in the shed. And I ended up just this summer putting a roof on that shed. It took me 2 years to do that. So at the end of that was the last time I saw Gabe and his mom. And so and there's a whole event.
Oh, Gabriel.
For what we're dealing with took place at that time. So you said that. But the locations. Yeah, let's go back to those locations. So the locations. So either the shed that's got the new roof, it's long, and then there was an old shed that we hauled all the trash off out of. And I mean, it was, it was so deep in there that we found a rototiller under there. There were chainsaws. There was things that hadn't been seen in years. Yeah. But anyway, so this fall, a lot of people jumped in the family and went out to clean everything up after wife had. But anyway, so the locations I've seen him go to for these knives was one, the shed, those two back sheds. Multiple times, I think he's had them kind of stashed away in the one I put the roof on. So, yeah. And then wood pile, you said? And then one time I saw him, pull them out from the wood pile. Now, there are, some of his cousins are aware of the knives and that, too. And I think the other kids kind of looked up to him a little bit, so, which is I can't think of that big, I think that's his son. She lives down
Anyway, you get the point, right? Anyway, I love you. Shall we leave it right there? Strange. It's very strange. Very strange. Not only does a person sleep in a shed, but they sleep in a shed with no roof on. That's interesting. I mean, maybe. You got to hope it doesn't rain or snow. I would imagine it's pretty cold. I don't know. Very odd. Just a very odd thing, right? Because you said it took me 2 years to put a roof on that shed. 2 years. 2 years. Summer. Anyway, again, you're not going to, a lot of this, again, these you're not going to find this in the document. So, MPD 77, the Holy Grail. Quick break, and then we wrap up, loves. I love you. I hope you're having a beautiful Saturday, love. I really do. Yes, I do. Well, I think we should leave it there. We'll pick up with the Holy Grail. We can always talk about the Holy Grail. So, tis true, Mrs. John. Tis true. Oh my God. Anyway, we should go. Love you. Now hang on. That's right. It's called cool stuff there.